The 2020 season has been a real challenge for us, not just for the COVID scenario, but you know we expected to kind of continue from Australia with quite some momentum. We then quickly all went into lockdown and the season restarted, but we just didn't get that momentum we were hoping to get. Where we did have a positive weekend in Magny Cours and qualifying 1 and 2. You know, the first corner incident really wrecked that weekend. So again, a circuit that potentially could have played into our hands with the weather. We know it's good to our setup for our bike. You know, we failed to deliver for a number of reasons. The development of the M1000RR was well on its way long before we hit the circuit. You know, the 5 years in the making, typically production bike. But with that in mind, we know, you know, we have impacted the development phases of the M1000RR. Our deficit in certain areas has been addressed clearly. You know, here we are now ready to go testing with our riders for the next season, and we know now that we've already got a great step forward for the current bike. So for sure, the work that Tom's done, Eugene and Marcus Ryderberger in the previous years has got its blueprint in the new bike, and it's certainly got a very strong World Superbike DNA in that bike, and that's what we hope to, we hope and we aim and we expect to exploit in the next season. There's more open dialogue between us as SMR as the operation, so the crew chiefs that work within SMR, and the development engineers and strategy engineers that work within BMW have a lot more open agendas. You know, there isn't any secretive operation going on in the background that we only kind of get a sealed engine and say, there you go, run that. We're integral in the development of that engine, what the rider wants, the characteristics of that engine, or the development and the characteristics of the chassis. So there's a lot of openness in there, and there is quite clearly a joint agenda to which the direction the bike's got to take, and that's why we employ the likes of Tom and Eugene and these riders that can give that good feedback. Eugene's got a lot of experience in that respect of being able to pull the development forward. You know, Tom had a year on the bike. He refined it great in the first year with him and Marcus Ryderberger, but Eugene, that extra experience was always going to help us. But as we all know, we lost quite a serious amount of track time in that period. So it was difficult really endorsing his positive feedback. Clearly, there's 1 or 2 riders out there that can put the bike, the new M1000RR, at the very top as well in a satellite team. It's very reassuring and pleasing to know that there's certainly 3 teams out there that want to take that role on. There's the key for us is getting the right quality team that can attract the right rider as well. Mark Bonger's head of BMW Motorsport and myself have had a number of meetings over the last 3 months, and I think in the coming weeks things will be decided very quickly.